Welcome back to the Business Book Club. We're here to give you, well, the fastest way to get truly informed on the most impactful reads out there.
That's right. And today we're doing a deep dive into Mastery by Robert Greene. It's this really intensive look at the structured path that some of history's greatest achievers took. Think Leonardo da Vinci, Albert
Oh,
Einstein.
yeah, big names. And our mission today is pretty clear, isn't it? We want to stop seeing mastery as some kind of magic trick or, a fluke.
Exactly. It's about seeing it as a journey, something replicable, deliberate. We want to boil down the actual steps that turn potential into, well, profound achievement.
Like the book says, genius too does nothing but learn first how to lay bricks, then how to build. It's about process.
It really is. Mastery is discipline, transformation. It's not just handed to you.
Okay, so let's unpack this blueprint. Where does it even begin? It's not about setting a huge goal right away, or is it?
No, not exactly. Greene argues the first and maybe the most critical phase is internal. It's about discovering your life's task, your calling.
Your calling, like a primal inclination.
Precisely. That inner force guiding you towards what you're kind of meant to do, it often starts really early, maybe a moment of deep wonder as a kid.
Like Einstein and the compass.
Exactly. He's 5 years old, sees this compass, and suddenly realizes there are invisible forces at play. That single moment, that curiosity, basically defined the questions he spent his entire life trying to answer.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is how the book emphasizes desire over like raw brain power.
Oh, absolutely. It contrasts Charles Darwin with his cousin, Sir Francis Galton. Galton was supposedly a super genius, high IQ, very analytical.
But restless, right? Jumped around, never truly mastered one thing.
Yeah. And then you have Darwin, considered himself ordinary, maybe even a bit slow, but he had this intense, almost obsessive passion for collecting specimens.
And that passion kept him going for decades, through all the tedious work.
That's the key. Mastery takes years of sustained effort. Sheer IQ often doesn't provide the stamina for that. Passion gives you the emotional fuel, the endurance to handle the boredom, the setbacks, everything that leads to real understanding.
So if that inclination, that life's task, is the engine, then ignoring it is the biggest danger.
Definitely. What happens when you pick a path, maybe for money or because your parents wanted you to, and it's just wrong for you deep down?
It leads to emptiness.
The book calls it a gradual emptiness, a hidden pain and frustration. It's like running a career on the wrong kind of fuel. When the external rewards, the money or craze, dry up, there's nothing left inside.
So that alignment, finding that task first, it's non-negotiable.
Absolutely critical first step.
There's that story about Buckminster Fuller, right? He hit rock bottom.
Yeah, a total crisis point, repeated business failures, even thinking about suicide. But in that dark moment, he had this realization.
That it wasn't about lack of talent.
No, it was about trying to fit into boxes that other people made, his whole adult life just trying to conform.
And that led to the rebellion strategy.
That's what Greene calls it. Fuller swore to follow only his own internal voice, forget social pressure, and boom, that shift led directly to things like the geodesic dome, completely revolutionary designs.
Wow. So the message for you listening is that once you find and really trust that deep inclination,
Everything else starts to fall into place, the career path, the focus, because it's driven by something authentic, something limitless inside you.
okay, that handles the inner discovery, but then how do you translate that into actual skills, the real world? Where does the practical training start?
Right, that brings us to phase one, the apprenticeship. And this is all about submitting to reality. It's like a second education, a practical one.
But the goal isn't a degree or a fancy title.
No, the goal is self-transformation. It's about disciplining your mind, truly internalizing skills until they become automatic, like breathing.
And this phase has steps, right? 3 modes.
Yes, 3 structured modes, and you really need to do them in order. First up is deep observation, the passive mode.
Passive mode, that sounds counterintuitive today. Everyone wants to make noise immediately.
It is hard, especially for ambitious young people. It means muting your ego. You just watch, listen, absorb the power dynamics, the unwritten rules of your field before you try to make your mark.
So you need a realistic map of the territory first.
Exactly. Free from your own biases and assumptions. You can't change an environment effectively until you truly understand it. Patience is key here.
Painful patience, maybe. Okay, so after observing,
Then you hit the core. Skills acquisition, The practice mode.
Hmm.
This is where that famous 10,000-hour idea comes in. But it's not just clocking hours.
It's about the quality of practice.
Intense, relentless practice, the kind that literally rewires your brain, hardwires the knowledge.
And this leads to tacit knowledge. We hear that term a lot.
Yeah.
How's it different from just reading a manual?
Okay, so explicit knowledge is what you can explain easily. Facts, steps, rules. Tacit knowledge is different. It's intuitive, holistic, almost automatic.
Like the chess master seeing the whole board instantly.
Exactly. They're not consciously calculating every single move. Decades of practice have physically changed their neural pathways. They bypass conscious thought and just feel the right move. That's the cycle of accelerated returns. Intense practice compounds your understanding faster and faster.
Right, that deep feel for the work.
Yeah.
Okay, so observe, practice. What's the third mode?
Experimentation, the active mode. You can't stay passive forever, obviously.
Have to step up.
Right. You gradually start asserting yourself, take on challenging projects, maybe complex ones, and this is crucial. You deliberately put your work out there for criticism.
Ouch. Embrace failure.
Use it as feedback, a diagnostic tool. It tests if that tacit knowledge you've built can actually handle real-world pressure. It's moving out of the practice room and onto the stage.
Makes sense. During this whole apprenticeship phase, what's the biggest strategic choice someone has to make?
Hands down. Value learning over money.
Like Benjamin Franklin.
Perfect example. He could have joined his father's candle-making business, more stable, better money. But he chose a tough, low-paying printing apprenticeship instead.
Why?
Because printing offered the chance to learn skills essential to his real goal, his life's task writing, communication, typesetting. He invested in his future potential, not just immediate cash.
That takes foresight. And what about that fighter pilot example, Cesar Rodriguez? He wasn't a natural.
No, not a golden boy flyer at all. He really struggled initially, got overwhelmed with information in the cockpit, tended to panic.
So how did he overcome that? More studying.
Not primarily. It was relentless, intense, disciplined practice, thousands of simulations, drills. He literally engineered his own
He
mastery.
built that fingertip feel.
Exactly, that intuitive sense for the chaos of combat flight. And eventually, he surpassed pilots who started with more natural talent. It just proves that discipline and persistence, when fueled by that core desire, can absolutely beat raw ability.
Okay, so you've got the skills down. But mastery isn't just technical, is it? There's the whole social side, dealing with people.
Oh, yeah. The book argues that maybe the biggest drain on your energy isn't the work itself, but the emotional complexity of human interaction. We often suffer from the naive perspective.
The naive perspective, meaning we expect people to be like us.
Sort of. We project our own feelings, our needs, our sense of fairness onto others. Then we're shocked and hurt when they act out of, well, their own self-interest. You have to learn to see the social game objectively.
Franklin again. He learned this the hard way.
Absolutely. Early on, he kept getting tricked by his brother, by a governor, because he was too trusting, too naive. His turning point came when he decided to apply his writing skill, his ability to think inside a character.
To real people.
Exactly. He started observing people's actions, not just their words. He treated social dynamics more like a strategic game, neutralizing conflicts by focusing intensely on his work.
So his work ethic became a kind of shield.
A massive tool for social intelligence. Deliver undeniable value, focus on that, and it buffers you from a lot of the pettiness in politics. It's a really critical insight for anyone navigating a complex workplace.
And for dealing with feedback, especially negative social feedback, there's the Temple Grandin example. Her visual thinking gave her an edge.
A unique one. Because she thought in pictures, she could literally replay social mistakes, arguments, misunderstandings like watching a movie of herself, but detached, objective.
So she could analyze her own behavior without the emotional baggage.
Precisely. She could systematically spot the flaws, the knee-jerk reactions that cause problems, and then correct them. That ability to see yourself as others see you with detachment is an incredibly powerful tool for improving social skills, whether you think in pictures or not.
Okay, technical skills are sharp, social intelligence is developing. What's next? Phase 2.
Phase 2, the creative active phase. Now, the discipline you've built needs to fuse with something else to spark real breakthroughs.
Something more flexible.
Yeah, the book calls it cultivating the dimensional mind. It's this fusion of that hard-won discipline, the rational, structured part, with a kind of childlike spirit of exploration and flexibility. You know the rules so well now, you can start to bend them, experiment.
We tend to think creativity happens when we're relaxed. But the book says tension is actually important.
Very important. Comfort makes the mind diffuse, scattered. Masters often create tension-manufactured deadlines like Edison did, or deliberately taking on incredibly complex problems that demand total focus.
So frustration isn't necessarily bad.
Often, it's the precursor to a breakthrough. Think of Richard Wagner, stuck on an opera. He hits a wall, total frustration, and then part of the solution comes to him in a dream. The mind needs that pressure, that chaos sometimes, to reorganize itself in a new, creative way.
And all this builds towards the final stage, mastery itself.
Yes. This is that point, maybe after 20,000 hours or even more, where that high-level intuition you've been building fuses seamlessly with your rational mind.
That instantaneous insight.
That's it, like General Rommel's fingertip feel, not for a plane, but for the entire dynamic of a battle. He can make these split-second, high-stakes decisions that just baffled everyone else.
But it wasn't magic. It was deep knowledge.
Profoundly deep knowledge of everything. The terrain, troop morale, enemy psychology, the equipment, all fusing into an instant, holistic understanding of the whole situation. That's the peak.
Grasping the dynamic whole, not just the pieces. That's what separates the master from just a skilled expert.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's boil this down. If we look back at this whole path, what are the key takeaways, the really actionable strategies for, say, an entrepreneur listening right now? I think 4 main lessons stand out.
Okay, let's hear them. Number 1.
Primal alignment. Find your core inclination, that life's task, and do not compromise on it for short-term stuff like money or status. The long-term pain of misalignment isn't worth it. Your passion is the only fuel that lasts for the decades this takes.
Oh, number 2.
Practice is genius. You have to embrace that grind, the cycled accelerated returns. Trust that intense repetition is literally changing your brain, building that tacit knowledge, that intuition that looks like magic but is actually earned.
Got it. 3rd lesson.
Synthesize knowledge. Don't get stuck in a narrow silo. The greatest masters often connect different fields, like Goethe or Santiago Calatrava, fusing art, engineering, architecture. Widen your view. Try to see the connections. Approach reality more holistically.
Avoid narrow specialization. Makes sense. And the last one.
Number 4, embrace complexity. Stop looking for easy answers or simple formulas. The world is complex, it's chaotic. The real advantage, the future, belongs to those who develop the mental focus, the flexibility, the memory to actually handle that chaos.
And the reward for handling that complexity.
Profound intuitive power, an ability to navigate the mess in a way few others can.
Okay, those are solid takeaways. And we always like to end with something provocative for you to think about.
Right. Here it is. This whole process, this relentless pursuit of mastery, it literally physically changes your brain. It restructures it. The inner world of your mind starts to mirror the complex, interconnected nature of reality itself.
You're essentially building an internal world designed to navigate the external chaos.
You become Homo Magister, man or woman, the master.
Wow. Powerful stuff and really actionable. If you want more deep dives like this one, digging into essential reads for business and strategy,
make sure you subscribe to the Business Book Club.
We'll see you next time. Now, that's a wrap for this episode of the Business Book Club. If you enjoyed the ride, make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss our next deep dive. Got a favorite business book you'd love us to explore? Let us know. We're always up for a good read. And hey, don't keep all these insights to yourself. Share this episode with a fellow book lover or your work buddy who's always looking to level up. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode.